No doubt you've heard the expression about certain individuals can't see the forest for the trees. Well, there's some people who can't even see the trees. Jesus is dealing with people like that in John chapter 12. Verse 37 tells us that although they saw many signs that he had performed, yet they did not believe in him. This is elaborated on by John, the author of this gospel, when he quotes from Isaiah chapter 53, and verse 1 of Isaiah 53 in this text quoted in John 12 says, Lord, who has believed our report, and to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? You see, it was even prophesied, there was foreknowledge by God that there would be certain people who, although they saw many great things, still would refuse to believe. He further quotes from Isaiah, John does, in the next couple of verses, and he talks about hardened hearts, and he talks about eyes that were blind. And he talks about people really who just refused to believe, even though the evidence was so very, very compelling, so very, very obvious, and so very, very much right there in their face. We learn a little bit behind their motivation as to why they refused to believe when we read further in our text in John chapter 12. In fact, it says in verse 42, nevertheless, even among the rulers, many believed in him. There were some who did believe, but because of the Pharisees, they did not confess him, lest they be cast out or banned from the synagogue. You see, they were trying to take care of their status, but the next verse kind of drives home the exact reason why they had this attitude of heart of actually believing, but refusing to acknowledge it. The next verse says, because they love the praise of man more than the praise of God. Where am I in my spiritual life? Do I love to hear great things from my fellow man, but maybe not have so much concern about what God has to say about my actions and behavior? The Bible tells us in Matthew chapter 25 that on Judgment Day, the Lord will say to those who are faithful, well done. I want to hear Jesus say those words to me, and I'm sure you do also. But are we forfeiting the opportunity to hear that because we want to hear right now, well done, from our fellow man? Let's do well in God's sight and one day hear him say, well done.